today on the program, we examine Nigeria's overlapping conflicts from long-standing, long-term and recurrent farmer herder massacres to insurgency by groups such as Boko Haram, ISWAP, and a narrative accusations of a so-called Fulani oligarchy, you know, dominating and threatening national balance. We're going to take a look and unpack what is proven, what is just a political narrative, and of course we're also going to analyze whether it is marrying to solutions to claim that these attacks and these insurgencies that have gone on in Nigeria, you know, over time are religious based or motivated, or whether they are a sort of ethnic takeover. We're going to get to see whether it is true to look at this, or it is a kind of mass situation. And with me to talk about this, I have a public affairs analyst standing by on Zoom, the person of Wadiai Odige. He is going to talk with me about these issues and also, you know, get to look at the threats on the U.S. president, or by the U.S. president Donald Trump, about international interference. We're going to talk about this morning with him. I guess I have him standing by on Zoom. Good morning, sir. It's a pleasure to have you on the show this morning.
Good morning. How are you?
Is it at your end?
Well, we are doing okay here. I just have stuffy nose, headache, and sore throat. But anyway, we'll discuss what we are here for. So, should I continue?
Please go on. The issue of the President of the United States, Donald Trump, coming on board to say there is a Christian genocide going on right now in Nigeria. However, there are people that say otherwise. You know, we just saw the Supreme Islamic community come out to say, no, climate change, farmer herder clashes, and all of that are the reasons why we have these unrests in Nigeria. But what's your take on this whole issue that's rocking the social and political landscape of Nigeria?
Well, thank you very much. This issue of the terrorists and the Middle Belt, it has been going on for the past 20 years. And we have been discussing it over and over and over. And recently, the President of the United States of America added his voice. And I guess that is why most people are now taking it seriously. And first and foremost, there is nothing like farmer herder crisis. It was coined by the federal government of Nigeria. And when you look at what is going on in Nigeria, from northeast to northwest to south, there's a particular ethnic group, the Fulanis. The Fulanis, they have become a political and economic liability in Nigeria. They came into this country over 200 years ago with a mindset and a script that was written for them by Madam Fodio. If you may remember, during the independence, the then Southern of Sokoto said that the North, or the Fulanis, they are going to take Islam deep to the Atlantic Ocean. Deep to the Atlantic Ocean. You must read between the lines. And that is what they have been doing ever since. Unfortunately, They have dominated us. All the atrocities and the setback in Nigeria. It's as a result of the Fulanics. We need to call a spade a spade. Now, they are killing they are killing the middle Belters. After that, what do you think is going to happen next? They're going to come to South. So, the script, they see us as infidels. They preach violence. They tell their people or the infidels, if they kill the infidels, they will get to paradise in heaven. This is enough. And what are they saying? When Donald Trump made this statement, most of the northern emirs, the political heavyweights, what did they say? That they are our people. We should not kill them. They are our brothers. They are our sisters. And they are our fathers. That we should protect them to protect, I mean, terrorists. What are the people that they are killing? Are they not our brothers? Are they not our uncles? Are they not our children? Enough is enough. We should address the issue that was raised by, Donald Trump. And so the federal government is complicit in this whole arrangement. Should we continue in this manner? When we get, should we continue, the next civil war will be different from the one that we had in 1967. Nigeria needs to sit up and we need to address this issue once and for all. There is no way I can, sometime in 1997, when Marari became the NPN presidential candidate, do you know what the Northern Elder said? Most especially the Southern Sokoto. He said the man is not Northern enough. That they should drop him. And that was why they brought Shehu Shagari, an unknown quantity.
If I get you correctly, you are basically linking the issues we have right now in Nigeria
right now with
to
yes,
the previous Usman Danfodio movement. And although I would like to correct you, you said the next civil war, but by God's grace, and with the strong democracy we have right now, there's not going to be a civil war. And hopefully, the Nigerian government can actually resolve the crisis that is at hand, even, with, should I say, international help right now, as we've seen the US president come out to say. But the question that I want to ask you is this. You've talked about this present unrest that we are having currently in Nigeria being linked to the Usman Danfodio movement of 1804 to, I think, 1903. I want to ask you, what are the evidences of this, that, a Fulani oligarchy is what is threatening Nigeria's democracy or Nigeria's political landscape? Because you've clearly said that there's been a kind of continuation of the Usman Danfodio movement. So what are your evidences to this? How do you see this, reflecting in the modern day unrest in Nigeria that we've had per time?
Thank you very much. The answer is not far-fetched. The script by Usman Danfodio was to conquer the entire Nigeria. Usman Danfodio was stopped in Lokoja by Lord Lugard. He was stopped. An agreement was made for them to stop and accept, the colonial rule. So ever since, if you look at all the emirs, the religious leaders, they are all of Fulani extractions. The only area where they don't have the Fulani emirs are usually within the middle belt ASICs. And that's the more reason they have been trying for more than 20 years to ensure that they create insurgency in that area. They want to take their land so that they can install their own, Sharia law. They have conquered the house acts, except, the Kanurics. It's an obvious fact. And look at the people that they use in all these killings. They are mostly the Amajiriks and the Hamsaks. So what they have and the preaching, just find time to attend one of those Friday sermons or preaching in their mosque. The intelligence report is there. The federal government cannot tell you that they are not aware of it. It's in Nigeria. An emir, or rather a religious leader, will be preaching violence, to his congregation. It's not happening in any other part of the world. So the script, they are looking at the script.
Thank you very much.
They are emphasizing more
all of
on the middle backers.
We want to say thank you for the angle you're coming from. Now I have a question. Away from what is obtainable, concerned Nigerians back home and abroad are saying Trump's interference is not purely because he is concerned. So my question to you is, do you think that Trump is concerned for Nigerians for being concerned sick, or do you think that is coming for resources? Because this is what people are saying on the social media. I want to get from your own angle, what do you think?
Well,
do you think this is a case of Trump being concerned for being concerned, or is coming because of what he stands to get from Nigeria?
No, Trump has nothing to get from Nigeria. You see, this is what we've been saying for many years. It's like a neighbor. You are killing, somebody is killing your child, and you don't have the capacity to withstand that person. Another good Samaritan is telling you, look, I will assist you. Why don't you do the needful and resist the killing of your children? Then why is Nigeria blowing this thing out of proportion? We should not look at the message, we should look at the message. The man said, do the right thing, do the needful. So, Nigerians, who are these Nigerians that are saying it? They are mostly government officials. And that is why I said the government is complicit in this whole arrangement. If they came out to tell us that these people, that they should not kill the bandits, it is only in Nigeria where you have what we call repentant terrorists. You absorb them.
Thank you very much, Uwajai.
And you expect the military
public affairs analysis. We're still getting your robust analysis on this issue of, Donald Trump's remarks about retaliatory attacks on insurgents in Nigeria, and also the Boko Haram insurgency, ISWAP, and all of that have threatened security in Nigeria. We're still, going to talk some more about this, and just to promote another leg of our conversation, the digitalization of the RMB, the ECNY coming on board, you know, how it's going to shape economy globally. We'll get to talk about that right here on TMI. Meanwhile, we'll take a short break. Don't go anywhere. We still have a lot in store for you. Stay with us. All right, welcome back. This is still TMI right here on the ITV network. And just to give you a quick reminder of our conversation, we're talking about Trump's threat of retaliatory action in Nigeria over the insurgents. And we're also, you know, getting to look at how the Boko Haram terrorists, ISWAP terrorists, how it translates to being a continuation of the Usman Dan Fodio movement. Of course, I have my ever insightful guest standing by, Wadai Odige. He is a public affairs analyst. He's been dishing out some very controversial views. But regardless, I'd still like to hear from him. Something that I'd like to ask you, Wadai, is this. Just basically today, we've read on the news, stemming from over the weekend, the Supreme Islamic Council coming out to say these attacks are not targeted at Christians, contrary to what some bystanders, some people might say, some analysts might say, including yourself, that it's targeted at Christians or it's a continuation of some movement. You know, this council is coming out to say it's a mix of climate change. They are propounding that the Sahara Desert, the heat is moving southward, causing these herders to encroach into farmers' land. These are what is causing the conflicts. What do you have to say about that and how it contradicts your own notion?
There's nothing like herders, farmers, prices. It was coined by the federal government in order to give, not to project the Fulanis as those responsible for the killings. And the climate change, I don't understand what the climate change has to do with this killing. You see, now they have refused to address the issue. If it's the climate change, why is the climate change not killing the Fulanis? Why
It's not only Christians that are dying. Even if you're not saying the Fulanis, I mean, the Fulanis are a small group. You know,
Yeah,
I think that's why the narrative
Nigerians.
of the oligarchy has come,
Sister,
because you get to see them in some integral, you know, facets of our society. You see them in military, you see them in immigration, but regardless, they're they're a minority ethnic group. These unrest is stemmed not only in the Christian community. Yes, it's in the Middle Belt, which has a lot of Christians, but regardless, what the government is saying is that it is not targeted at just Christians. It's Christians, Muslims, pagans alike. Although you would like to pull the Fulani in, it's a general, it doesn't focus on one religious group, is what the government is saying.
Okay, whatever coloration you want to give it, we have a law in Nigeria. If you if you murder somebody, the law, you will face the consequence. Now, these people have been killing, whether because of whatever, whether they are Christians or non-Christians. They are Nigerians. Tell me one of those Fulanis they have arrested in Nigeria. Just only one. If I kill somebody right now, we'll be arrested. So there's a double standard. So the idea coming up to tell us it is the climate change is ridiculous. It's the most unheard of thing that I've ever, excuse me. So these are the same people that told us that Donald Trump and others cannot come and kill them. They are our brothers. These are the same people that told us that if they repent, absorb them in the military. The privileged ones And it's creating problem for Nigeria. Let me tell you one thing. Yeah, you said they are minority. Yes. Do you realize, you are aware that out of the 19 northern governors, 13 are Fulanis, extractions. And in all the states in the north, all their emirs, religious leaders, they are all Fulanis. Most of the political leaders, economic leaders, they are all Fulanis. So it becomes very difficult for the middle Betacs to do and protect themselves. Because who controls the military? The Fulanis. Who controls politics in Nigeria? The Fulanis. So don't be carried away with the they are just minority. Yes, minority that have been able to stronghold the political life of the Northerners. So the time has come. We were expecting that the president, Ebola Tinubu, ought to have addressed the nation. And those that have said they cannot touch those terrorists should be arrested. Gumi should be arrested. Now you are aware, the president of Miati Allah, terrorist, it's a terrorist organization. You should come expect the speed. We should not be afraid of anything. And who is the patron of Miati Allah? The Southern of Sokoto. Put me anytime, anywhere.
All right, so would
no.
you say you liken, we already know your stance as it is, would you say you liken the 19th century jihad to the insurgency and, the unrest, the conflicts, whatever it might be packaged as in modern times? Will you say you liking this insurgency to the 19th century jihad by Usman Dan Fodio? And if you do, what are the similarities for you?
Well, if you look to Nigeria, they were using violence and to get their convert. And there is what they call the modern day, colonization. I don't want to say Islamization. I will call it colonization. They want to colonize Nigeria. Nigeria is the only country where you will, where one ethnic group will say they are the only religious leaders. It's like in Christianity, you will say it's only somebody from United States of America that will be a pope. Does that make sense? It's unheard of. The Northerners should stop all these, what they are doing, because even in Saudi Arabia, United Emirates, and others, they don't approach, religious ceremony the way we are doing it in Nigeria. And everybody is going, technology. But in Nigeria, we are still using Sharia law. Hizbah started in Zamfara. It has spread to almost all the northern states. It is a gradual process.
I want to ask you, this Christian genocide narrative that has, spanned across a lot of discourses recently, if it isn't true, if truly You know, there's been insurgency, unrest in Nigeria, as the government says, and it's not targeted at any particular religion. Isn't it going to mar solutions? I mean, look at the flip side. What if the government is right? Wouldn't spinning this narrative around mar the solutions that should be brought to bear? I mean, we've seen the international community right now pick Nigeria as a country of particular concern, you know, as said by the US president. But wanting their help, seeing, you know, this play over time, isn't it myopic? Isn't it going to mar solutions if we simply just pick at the fact that it is religiously motivated? What if it isn't? You know, let's look at it from that flip side on your end.
Whether it is religious motivated or not, they are killing Nigerians. I mean, that's the, you know, I mean, the simple truth. They are killing human beings. Must we give it that, you know, I mean, religious, you know, correlation? They are killing human beings, period. Point blank. Be that as it may, the government ought to figure out those who are killing the Nigerians. Who are these murderers? Simple as that. Why are we giving it so it is a religious? Did they say where it is what do you call it? I mean, climate change.
So much, Owadiai Odige, for your very insightful analysis on the program. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you very much.